This is my beloved PT Cruiser. I know, but she served me well. Big turbo upgrade, manual transmission, bought it for 600 bucks. I think I got my money's worth. It's a blast to drive. Nothing like having the fastest grandma's car on the block. But as you can see, the paint has always been the worst part. Lots of oxidation, roof is absolutely destroyed. So we gotta fix that. Now do something a little unique that you don't see very often with a car like this. We're gonna give her a bed liner paint job from Monstaliner. Should be pretty exciting. The color I chose was Nebula. Let's get her inside. There's not much prep that we need to do. I'm gonna take the grill off, I'm gonna debadge it. I'm gonna take the bumper off, pull the turn signals out, tape up any chrome bits, tape up the windows, mirrors, anything I don't wanna get the bed liner all over. I'm gonna remove the spoiler, the taillights, just to try to make this as easy as possible so when I get going with the roller, I can just slap it on there and hopefully it will be pretty quick. Once I get all these pieces off, I'm gonna scuff up every single surface of it so that we don't have anything smooth, the bed liner can adhere to it, and then I'm going to clean it with some MEK solvent. So not a ton of prep, but there is some prep that you need to think about. So as you can see here, I've got the headlight out, I've got the entire fender liner out. This should help with the cleanliness. So I have the spoiler taken off, taillights are removed. I'm gonna remove the bumper, all the wheels are off, these fender liners are coming out. I'm gonna do the same thing for this side up here. Remove the antenna and the base, remove the turn signal, headlight, fender liner, all that crap. Debating on mirrors, I think I will take those off, they're pretty easy to pop out. So she is de-mirrored and de-door handled. I debated on doing this, but this is gonna make it much easier. I'm just gonna put some tape over the keyholes. I have the bumpers off as well. Taillights are out, all fender liners. No antenna, no turn signal. Okay, so I've started to sand the hood. Had to remove the washer nozzles as well. So the hood is coming along. The idea is we're going to sand all areas to be coated. So the fender, the doors, I'm not gonna do the roof for this color, so I'm just gonna do the doors, taillights, hatch, that stuff. The roof, I'm gonna do black. The rest of it is going to be Nebula, as you will see. Again, the idea is to scuff up the paint. I don't want this to be super smooth. What you want is a rough texture for the truck bed liner to adhere to. You just gotta go slow. I'm going to be using this Bauer cordless sander. It did a bang-up job on the hood, so I'm just going to keep on going with it. There's not too many complex curves. There's a few sections that might be a little bit rough to get, but I think it'll be okay. It's a little nerve-wracking to wipe a piece of sandpaper across your paint. So I'm in full commitment mode. Let's get after it. Okay, as you can see, she's very scratched up. The hood, the fenders, each side of the car, and the back, all been scuffed up. What we have to work on next are the bumpers, which I'm not really looking forward to because of the complex bends in it. Shouldn't be too bad, but I'm gonna use the power sander again just to knock off all the flat spots and then come in behind it with a wire brush. Because the bumpers are plastic, I'm not too worried. They're in pretty rough shape anyway. So I just need to scratch them up real good. So we've got the car scuffed, we've got the bumper scuffed. We have reached my least favorite part. We're going to be cleaning all dust and residue off with this MEK solvent. You're gonna need rags, gloves, and you better have a respirator. This stuff is nasty. So make sure you have airflow, fans, doing it outside, whatever you need to do, because that MEK stuff will take your breath away. All right, car is taped up. Didn't do the greatest job in the world, but I think we're gonna be all right. Probably could have done a little bit more to prevent splatter on the windows, but that should be easy enough to clean up. I'm gonna get the bumpers set up outside so I can do them out in the driveway. There's the other side, and there's the back. So getting pretty close to go time. I'm ready for it. We have to move kind of quick, so I'll show you the process on how to mix up your Monstaliner. So this is the 2-gallon tintable Monstaliner kit. I got additional rollers. When I did my truck bed, I found out the hard way that I needed more than what was supplied. Looks like it might be a bit overkill, but that's okay. There's your roller, mixer, tape, which I already had, a paintbrush, scuffing pads, which I've already done, gloves, greatly appreciated, and we have 2 mixing trays. In this box we have our color, our catalyst. All right, so we're gonna take the first gallon, we're gonna mix the color into it, then we're gonna add an ounce of MEK to this little can, shake it up, pour it back up in there, and mix this thing up for 4 to 5 minutes. Then we're gonna dump that mixture into the pail, shake the catalyst for 30 seconds, and then dump it into the bucket as well. Then we pour the bucket back into the gallon, use whatever's left over in the bucket for the cutting, and then pour the gallon into the rollers when we get to that point. All right. So far so good. First coat went on pretty well. Got a couple of runners, a couple of blobs. There's this strange kind of artifact. There's black showing through. Other than that, seem to do pretty good. I'm gonna mix up the second gallon now. We're getting the cruiser all finished up, so we're going to switch our focus here to the spoiler and the roof. So same deal, I'm going to sand down this thing, then clean it up real good with that MEK fluid. Okay, so it's now time to coat the top. I'm going to prep the car by opening the doors, putting plastic wrap over the doors, and then closing them back up. I think that's going to work fine. Then I'll get to cleaning the roof and mixing up some of the black Monstaliner. So the top will be done in black. This is a non-tintable Monstaliner. I thought about buying a new paint tray. Check this out. Look at there. Cleans up quite nicely. I'll wipe it down with some solvent here before I pour. Pretty nice that you can reuse it though. So same deal with this stuff. We're going to mix it first. So we gotta shake the quart for about 30 seconds, open it up, and then we're gonna shake the catalyst for 10 seconds, dump it in there, and start mixing it with the mixer. Shake this for 10. Mix it for 3 minutes. Once it's mixed, you're gonna put the cap back on, seal it tight, let it wait 20 minutes. And while we do that, we get the paint tray ready and the roller. Our spoiler's looking a whole lot better. This is the first coat on the roof. A couple of gloobers, but that's okay. Nice and black. It's gonna look great. I don't think I'm gonna put a second coat on the spoiler, so I'll use the remaining of the quart on the roof, hopefully even out some of these lines. But the contrast is looking pretty good. We're gonna let it sit for 2 hours and then come back for the second coat. The Monstaliner will thicken if you're not using it. So I'm gonna drizzle about a half a cap full of my MEK over the top of it. Seal it up tight so it'll be ready to go for the next coat. And this is the final result. Overall, I think it came out fantastic. For a sub $400 paint job, I couldn't ask for more. There are some globs. You can see some roller marks here and there, but it's a bed liner paint job, so what do you expect? It's supposed to be rough. It's supposed to be textured. But overall, I think it looks great. In comparison, you can tell, old paint to new, it looks like a brand new car. This thing is totally freshened up, and I couldn't be happier. If you have any questions on the Monstaliner process, feel free to drop a comment, ask me a question. There is a considerable amount of prep, but if you take your time and go slow, you'll have a finish that'll last for years. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. Think about subscribing, it really helps me out. And as always, thank you for watching.